this telesales training because everybody's always asking me, and I promise you, it's not difficult at all. Anybody can do this. So once this lady comes back, we'll go ahead and start on the training, guys. Anybody in here has done any telesales yet? You too? You too?
Yeah, but I ain't making sales.
You ain't making sales? We're gonna talk about what happened. Trying to figure out what happened. How we can make it better. You got through a whole presentation?
No.
Okay. I got you, baby. I'm gonna get you right to the day. I want to make sure she can catch this. MTILUSFFL. MTILUSFFL. Now we'll follow you back. All right, good. So I'm just go ahead. Definitely want to say I'm just thankful to be here out in the beautiful city of Miami to have an opportunity to share with the team, Mark Trioli's team, the chosen ones. You guys have an amazing leader. I'm following his footsteps until I get to the top. The beautiful thing about my situation is I had over 10 years of telephone experience. So when Family First Life decided to go telesales, I was like, yeah, this is it. Couldn't make it any easier for myself. So I went, tried it out a little bit, and it worked. And it didn't just work for me. I started to show my team, it worked for them too. So now we call ourselves the telesales division. It's really cool. But what I want to do today is help you guys on how to sell over the phone. It's very, very simple. The first thing you gotta have, two components you gotta have. Number one is a good phone script to book appointments. You know, book appointment, you gotta learn that first. If you could book an appointment, you can make a telesale. The second thing is having a solid in-home presentation. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you gotta understand the processes of your presentation. Because what you wanna do on a telesale is marry those two processes together, all right? You gotta have a phone script where you can book appointments well, and you have to know your in-home presentation. And when you get on the telesales, all you're doing is marrying those two processes. So let's start with the phone script, right? This is what I would do on the telesale. I'm going for the appointment, and I'm looking for a buying sign to where I can sell them right then and there on the phone. So this is what it would look like. Hey Josh, how you doing? Never say how you doing, but hey Josh, this is Moe Telesales, just giving you a call back about the information you requested for life insurance coverage. You put here that your date of birth was 10/18/83, is that correct? Now what I'm doing is I'm listening intently. Are they giving me any pushback on the address and the phone number? Oh, excuse me, address and the birthday. If not, then my alarm needs to start going off like, this might be a telesale. So I confirm the birthday, then I confirm the address. Hey, you're at 123 Success Way, is that correct? And they say yes. I'm like, damn, there's no pushback. This might be a telesale. So then I'll say something like, hey, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna be the one putting this information for you. Were you married or single, Josh? They say single. If they say single and I had no pushback so far, this means this is a telesale because there's no additional decision makers. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta know, okay, I just got all the signs, zero pushback, and this person is single and they're sitting here listening to me. So what I wanna do is set up the telesale. So what I do is, are you single? Okay, look, then I go right into it. There's only 3 reasons people ever fill out one of these forms, Josh. Number 1, you don't have life insurance and you know you need some. Number 2, you might have a little bit and you know it's not enough. Or number 3, you just wanna leave a little money behind for your kids and grandchildren. Which one is it for you? So if you guys know the presentation and home presentation, I just went from a telephone conversation to literally being virtually in your home. So those first 3 questions are how you open up an appointment. That's it. I'm sorry. I would like to make it seem like I'm really cool and I know someone. That's it. Period. That's it. So we want to talk about a couple things you got to look out for. So let's say they say they're married, right? If indeed they are married, all you have to say is your spouse there with you now? Right? Is your spouse there with you now? Yes, they are. Okay, put me on speaker and let's do this all together right now. And then I go right into the 3 questions, which leads me back into my in-home. So the 3 reasons you have this, you fill it out because you don't have life insurance, you know you need some. You might have a little and you know you need some more, or you just want to leave a little legacy for your kids and grandkids. If their spouse is not home, then we know we don't want to be on one legs, so then we just defer back to an appointment, right? So I confirmed your address, I confirmed your date of birth, and then I test you with, are you married or single? I'm married. Okay, is your spouse there with you now? No, she's not there with you now. So turn your telesales radar off. It's not happening right there now. Or should I say call to close? You might still get a telesale, but turn the call to close radar off because it's just not happening, and you need to be happy with having an appointment. So the key to telesales is being able to recognize when you get the signs that you need to go into a telesale, and also being able to digress back into an appointment, because we never want to lose any business because they can't do it right now. All right. Another thing you want to look out for, we talked about, first you got to have a phone down pat. Secondly, you got to have your in-home presentation already down pat. Thirdly, if somebody says they're single, the alarm needs to go off immediately. If they're married, you want to find out if their spouse is there right now and just tell them, let's just do it over the phone right now. Or just put me on speaker, we'll go over this information right now. Fourthly, you want to be able to digress back into an appointment. But the most important thing, I said it twice, is having that opening line that lets you know you just stepped from a telephone conversation. The opening line brings you into the in-home presentation, which is, can anybody tell me what that line is? I want to see if y'all listen. What line brings you into the in-home presentation?
The three.
Are you single?
Three.
Say that? You got it. That's good. But go ahead. Say the answer. That was a good answer. But go ahead.
The 3 reasons why people buy life insurance.
What are the 3 reasons why?
They don't have enough
They don't have
insurance.
enough.
They either have too little or they're looking to leave a legacy.
Excellent. So once you put that sentence out there, your literal telesales has begun. Your call to close has begun. So you don't want to say stuff like, is it okay if we go ahead and do this right now? Because you killed yourself. They're going to say no. Anytime you have a question where it's a yes or no, your customer's going to pick no. So don't do that. You just go right into the 3 questions and you literally transition to the home. Now, sometimes you're going to find that transition, it doesn't always work or always mean that you're going to continue, but you want to try them. You know, you want to try. You want to say, look, this is 3 reasons. I know I'm in the home. Let's see if you're going to stay in the home with me. And if they don't, then again, you digress back into an appointment. So that's the basics of the telesale and what you need to understand to be successful. I want to take any questions you guys have.
What leads are you?
CRM leads, $3.
$3 which one?
$3 leads, the cheapest, oldest ones in the CRM.
Mortgage protection or?
Internet life leads.
Internet life?
Internet life leads.
You talking
The
about
oldest ones?
The oldest ones in there. My top producer, that's basically all he uses. He did 51,000 last week. Yeah, a lead is a lead. A lead is a lead, and it's always going to be that way. You know, and if anybody entertains you with a different thought, get away from that conversation. You know, because they're looking for an excuse for the leads to not work. They're looking for an excuse to not be successful. You know, so a lead is a lead, and that's the truth. Like whether it costs $95 or $3, it's still a human being who wanted protection at some point. Now you might have hotter leads with the 95. It might be a little less downtime, but everybody's important who fills out these forms, and we need to treat it as such. Great question, brother.
So how many would you recommend for a dial day? So
150 leads every dial day. The reason for that is you don't want to be stressed out dialing these people. You know, you don't want it good. Next, you don't want it good. Next, that should be your attitude. And when I say that, you still want to give the proper rebuttals. You know, you still want to treat them, you know, with the same type of love and care. But if I give you 3 rebuttals to 3 objections, sorry, I can't help it today, man. It's totally okay. I give you a call in a week. We'll see what happens. Maybe you'll be in a different space. Okay? So 150, so it's no stress. No stress. Like, I don't like to be stressed on the phone. If you BSing around, I'm going to hang up on you. You know, hey, can you call me back? Miss, I'm 100% sure I'm not going to call you back. Do you want to do this now or no? You know, so you can't do that with 15 leads.
Yeah.
With 15 leads, it's like, you don't want this. Nah, get 150 so there's no stress on your behalf. Out of 150, if you don't book 10 appointments, you gotta work on your script. So 150 at least, and you want that for your new agents, because your new agents, you don't want them stressing. Because if they get 50 leads, everybody, 30 of them hang up, they're not even gonna call the other 20. They're gonna tell you none of the leads work and nobody picked up. So tell them 150, get 150. So for telesales, you're gonna need more leads, but I think 150 would do you right. Good question, bro.
Do you recommend like a certain strategy dialing through them, or you just?
Yeah, I got this strategy that I've been using probably like my 4th month in. So the first round around, I do 5 rings. Second round, I do 3 rings, 4 rings. third round I do two rings, 3 rings, 4 rings. Fourth round I do 5 rings like the first time, and then after that I just triple dial you to you pick up the phone. So first round 5 rings, let it ring 5 times, go through all 100, 150. Second round double dial, which is 3 rings and 4 rings. Third round triple dial, 2 rings, 3 rings, 4 rings. Fourth round, you go back to the first process, which is just 5 rings, and then if they make it to the 6th, then you triple dial. But after that, if I get to 6 rounds, then I need to be going to my next list of leads. So that's how I dial them. I find people pick up the phone like that. And also the reason I do that, if you got 150 leads, right, and I take the time to triple dial everybody, you might go a long time and not get to the end of your list, right? But all in that list, you got wrong numbers, disconnect, people who gonna pick up on the first go, and people who gonna tell you no on the first go. So instead of triple dialing everybody the first round, let me get all of these out the way. You also got people who gonna tell you yes on the first go. Like, yes, I want an appointment. So let's clean the list up first, right? Go through all of them 5 rings, get the wrong numbers out, get the deleted numbers, get all of that out, get the automatic no's out, and get the people who are gonna give you an appointment immediately. Get all of that handled first, and then we go back and clean up the pile with your double down, triple down, etc. That's my thing. Some people just like to triple down from the rip, but you ask me, that's what I do. And I find good success with that. And again, it just makes sense to me because why would I wait 4 hours to find out that number 55 is just a wrong number and it needs to be out my pile? Let's do that in the first 2 hours so I can clean up my pile and get more efficient. Great question. Any other questions?
So the call flow after you have, basically asked the 3 questions, they answer the questions,
Yeah.
what's the next step?
Okay, good question. So the purpose of the 3 questions, do you know the purpose of the 3 questions?
To see, what is the purpose? You never said, but I could give you a guess though.
What's your best guess?
My best guess would be to determine what type of client you have.
Great guess. So the purpose of the 3 questions is to find out their why. Why am I here? Why am I here? And we don't want to make it so broad that they gotta find an answer. We want to make it really simple so that I'm just putting 3 categories. You're gonna be this, this, or this, miss. You're not going all over the world. Don't tell me about all your 1990 stories and not you this, or this. Everybody's gonna fall into one of those categories. So now that conversation happens. Now I got your why, right? So my next part of the process will be this, and this is really just knowing your in-home. That's why I say you gotta know your in-home. So the next part of the process, I don't know if I added this personally, but I found out that it works. Once you find a why, that's half of the job, right? The other half is what would it look like if you don't get the coverage today, right? So that's my next step of the process. Like, okay, why do you want this? It's one of my grandkids, this, I love them so much. Yeah, I got the emotion out, right? But I want to double down on that and saying, well, listen, Mary, what if I never came here today and you never got the coverage and you died yesterday? What would that look like for your family today, right? You get them to talk about that. The sale is done. The sale is done. You get their why and what it would look like if they don't have it. They're going to sell you on why they should have the service. Right? So after that process, so we got the why, we got the intro, we got the 3 reasons, we got the why, we got what it would look like if they don't have it. Then what you want to do is go right into the client inventory sheet at that time. Because you got all the ammunition you need to close a sale. So you go right to the client inventory sheet, fill that out to 100% completion, don't take any shortcuts on that. And then you go into the recommendation. Now my team, for the recommendation, you will call anybody in your upline. And I suggest you do that if you're new or old, because this is how I show my team. I show them how to do it exactly how the videos are. So when they call me and they're reading off the client inventory sheet, they're just not like, here's, you know, this medication. They're repeating back their why over the phone. So now you got the client listening to this person or my one of my agents telling them everything they just talked about. So now this person is actually like, damn, I'm really in a bad situation. I need to get this. Like, so when you're repeating the client inventory sheet to your manager, it's like, yeah, I get the why. Listen, I'm here with a friend, and I say friend. And when I'm saying friend, I'm looking down because I know the client just heard me. They're watching me. Like, hold on, let me make a recommendation. And I look down and say, yeah, John, I'm here with a friend. So they just heard me call him a friend. So now a little bit more sneaky rapport. And I'm like, yeah, man, he seems like he's really serious about this. he wanted to get protection for his kids and his grandkids in order to leave a legacy. And if he didn't get it, they would really be in a bad situation. Probably have to move out of their house. You know, I'm saying this in front of the client. I'm pinning him to the wall. You getting this today, right?
Facing reality.
Exactly, right? So this is why I call, even though I don't have to call anybody.
Yeah.
It's part of my presentation. So look, yeah, if you don't get it today, yeah, they probably gonna have to move out of the house. Health isn't that excellent. I'm hoping we can find something for him. It looks like he has diabetes. He's on metformin. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm 99% sure, but I wanted to make sure I did 100% right for the customer. What product would you recommend? And then I'll say something, or Justin will say something, whoever on my team, whoever I call, and I'll say, okay, you know what? In order, because people feel like your credibility is shot because you got to call somebody. That's just not the truth. It actually makes you look better because they know you got a team and they know that you care to take a little more time to get them to the best product. So what I train my people to do, after that you would just say something like, you know what, John? That's exactly what I was thinking. Again, I was 99% sure, but I wanted to be 100% sure for my friend. If I need anything else, I'll call you back. Hang up the phone, and then you make the recommendation. You make the recommendation on the product that we just talked about. So making a recommendation, you gotta be solid with it. Some people say 3 options, I like 1. And I would never do 2 different companies because a confused mind can't make a decision. So if you confuse your people, you're gonna lose them. So I make 1 recommendation because these people are looking to be led. You know, if you come in there, this, that, now they like,
Didn't think about it.
didn't you know what I'm supposed to have? Yeah, I do. So here's my recommendation. This is what you're gonna need. It's gonna cost this much. And over the telesale, this is one of my secrets. I'm gonna give it to y'all because I love y'all team like my own. So once I do the recommendation over the phone, right? Okay. Now in typical sales, they would say don't do this. I would say, how's that price for you? You know, typically you don't do that, but when you cover all of your spaces, like the wide and what it would look like if you don't, you can do it. So I would say, how's that price sound for you? And they're gonna say, oh, that sounds good. Okay, good. Just what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put in an application. I don't know if I could get you approved. If it was up to me, honestly, I would've left 5 minutes ago because you're awesome, you'll have coverage. But it's up to insurance company, right? So now I'm letting them know that I'm not taking your money, right? That's essentially what I'm doing. I'm not taking your money today. It's them. I'm just your guy. So it's up to the insurance company. So what we'll do is we'll put in an application. How tall are you? That's exactly how I zip them up. I say, we'll put in an application. How tall are you? So now they know I'm taking pertinent information that's necessary for the application. After how tall, how much do you weigh? Okay, good. And then I look at my lead sheet, I say, now should we get approved, is the mtillis27@gmail.com, is that the email address that you want your policy mailed to? So now I'm letting them know you're getting a policy, right? Okay, good. And I said that one time, but I'm gonna say it again. Okay, also now, if I get you approved today, still takeaway clothes. I'm not just saying you know what I mean? I'm not that thirsty, like, yo, no. If I get you approved today, is the address 123 Success Way where you want your policy mailed to. Very important we use these words. So they're hearing it. Yeah, you just agreed. You just agreed to a policy. Once you say yes, you want your email, you want your policy emailed to yes, you just agreed to a policy. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Right? So now, then I double down with the address. You want your policy, if they approve this, I'm not just saying you want your policy, if they approve this, you want your policy mailed to the 123 Success Way? Yes, okay, good. And then I know I'm getting into the more information, the deeper, harder information is to get the stuff that you usually get a rebuttal for. I know I'm going there, but I'm gonna line it up. So this is how I line it up. Okay, and for the application, keep saying that all through the process. And for the application, who do you want your beneficiary to be? Right? So now I get to touch the emotional side one more time before I go into what we need to do. Right? Okay, good. And what's their phone number? Now they go find their phone number, they're buying into the process. You're bought into the process. Okay, good. And your middle initial? Okay, good. And what city were you born in? Okay, good. And go ahead with your social. If there's any gaps in that, you're gonna make it weird for them because you're being weird. You know, my words is, and go ahead with your social. I promise you, say that verbatim. Say it verbatim. And go ahead with your social. And now, more times than not, they'll just get
All you do is like, you doing an interview, but you make it like, it's not like you.
It's conversation.
Script. This is a conversation you're having with the person. And you're just reading one question, and even though you're reading the application, the way it's lined up, but it don't seem as though.
Well, I didn't even open up the application at this point because I know I need their hire. I know I
Right, you
their
need all
rate.
that information.
I know,
And
I
that's on
need.
the inventory sheet.
Right, is that, the inventory sheet or inside the
And
application?
inside the application.
Yeah, so I never, I don't need a script at this point because like I said, you wanna know your phone script first, know your in-home presentation, and know everything in between. When you get them on the phone, you just perform it,
So what you-
unconsciously.
What you're saying is he's talking about client inventory, but what you're talking about are just information, pertinent information that you know you're gonna need, so you're already jotting it down. So
Already
when you
jotting
get
it
to
down.
the application, it's boom, 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 boom.
Period. Sometimes I don't even stay on the phone while I start the application.
Right.
I'll tell them, yo, I'll call you back. I'll call you back, yeah, I'm gonna start the application for you, give me about 10 minutes, I'll call you back.
Okay, going back to the recommendation, when you say you call someone on your team,
Yeah, I call anybody on my team.
okay, and
Yeah.
then what, just,
Well, I know the product, are you new?
yeah,
How
sorta,
long?
kinda.
Do you
I'm
know all
here,
the
yeah.
products? You know all the products to recommend?
No, because I'm getting back in, I was doing some consulting and now I'm back.
Okay, good, so if you don't know the products to recommend, absolutely, is you on his team?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, we just did the training, but
Yeah.
if he's saying like I'm supposed to know, no, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm in learning.
When you're at home,
mode.
call them. I'm not calling them.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just call them, just call them. No, product is the last thing you need to learn in this business,
Right,
the very last.
okay.
So yeah, anybody will take care of you. You
So
can call me
when I
too.
call Tori or I call Christy and I'm talking to them, I'm just, basically having a conversation. Hey, Tori, I got this client. I'm gonna keep going with the 63-year-old because that's the client I have this week. Who's 63? What product would you recommend? Would it go something like that? I have a
Yeah.
client that's 63 looking for a face value of 40,000.
No. It's
What?
gonna go the way we just talked about, which
Go,
is.
do it again.
Yeah.
Because I got distracted. I
Hey
had to take my
Tori,
daughter.
no problem. She's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey Tori, I'm here with a friend, John.
Okay, right.
Right? He's really serious about this life insurance thing. He wants to make sure that his family is protected, right? You repeat the why to Tori over the phone. And then you also repeat what it would look like if he doesn't have the service. You want to say that out loud, right? And then you say, Tori, I'm 99% sure what product to recommend, but I wanted to be 100% sure. What would you recommend, Tori? Right? And then Tori's going, yeah, over the line. With my team, I'm usually just talking shit and making them laugh.
Okay.
Because they know what to recommend. But he's gonna say whatever. And then you say, you know what, Tori? I was 99% sure, but I wanted to be 100% sure to make sure we protect his family property. And you can word that any way you want, but I'm just saying, make that one last impact on your client subconsciously.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tori, I was 99% sure. I just wanted to be 100% sure. Thank you so much. If I need anything else, I'll call you back.
Okay.
Hang up the phone. Recommendation. And then once you get the recommendation, you go right into the information that you're gonna need. So with the telesales now, my team, we do it on Zoom. With the telesales, you can literally just put your client on hold. If you got the why and you got what it would look like if they don't get it, they're gonna let you put them on hold because they're so eager to get the information from you. They won't let you put them on hold. You just say, hold on, then you call Tori on three-way. Hey, Tori, what do I do? Okay, good, call you back. And then you pick up the phone like, yeah, so look, this is what I got, blah, blah, make the recommendation, and you say something like, I'm not saying you have to use this, but because I cover my bases so well, I say, how does that price sound for you? How does that sound for you? And then I'll say yay or nay. I'll say yay or nay.
So I don't like the price, Mo. What else can we do?
What didn't you like about the price?
I can't really afford it right now. My financial situation isn't the best, but I know I need this coverage.
Okay, good. So I'm about to talk about something that's called CSV, it's customer specific value. So the telephone is all about listening, right? So could you just say that sentence one more time?
I don't have the money right now, but my current situation isn't where I need it to be, but I know I need this coverage.
Okay, good. So if he says I don't have the money and I say I know you don't have the funds, I'm not really connected with him. So I want to connect and use specifically what he said. So listen, Tori, I know you don't have the money right now, right? And I'm gonna add my value by being specific to what he just said. I'm gonna say, Tori, I work with people all the time in situations like yourself. I wanna make sure we find something affordable for you so that we can protect your family. I know that the price that I gave sounds like it's a little too much. Is that really what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, but you do want to protect your family. I just want to make sure we're on the
Right.
Okay, but let's come down a little bit. Let's put something in place. If anything changes financially for you, Tori, where you can afford more, I'm I'm your guy for the rest of your life, Tori, so it's not gonna be an issue for us to upgrade, but I wanna make sure that we have some protection in place, and then the rest of customer specific value would say, I go back to his why in order to zip it down. But I do wanna make sure that we have something in place so that if you do die, your wife doesn't lose the mortgage, and we can actually just make sure something is in place. Does that make sense, Tori?
It does.
Okay, good. So how much do we need to come down? Like $20?
Like 15.
15? Is that it?
That's it.
Oh man, I thought you were talking about like, okay, good, 15. Well, okay, good. So that's gonna get you, instead of the 15,000, it's gonna get you 13,000. Is that agreeable?
Sound about right.
Sound
Maybe
about
when my
right?
situation improves, I can always call you, right?
Always call me. I'm gonna send you over my digital business card. See, he just said, can I always call you? What he just said to me is, are you gonna disappear on me?
I'm trusting you.
So what I'm gonna say to him is, I'm gonna over-exaggerate. No, I'm gonna give you my digital business card, Tori. It has my phone number, my email address, my social media websites, and literally, Tori, if my number changes, it automatically updates. So of course you can always call me, right? I didn't just say, yeah, you can call me. I'm gonna do some value around it. You know, some value. Like everything they say, you can add value. Everything your customer says, you can always add value around it if you're listening. You know, repeating back what they're saying. So okay, now we got the $15. Okay, now Tori, I don't want to put you in a bad situation. I don't want to take you from steak dinners to oodles and noodles. Now we just talked about, we brought it down to 15. Is this price gonna be good even if the AC goes off?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm good with that.
100%?
Yeah.
All right, good. What bank account do you want to use?
I'll use my checking.
Okay, good. So here's another little tip and tricks. I'm giving out the goods. So one thing that I do is, I say this before I go to the bank account information, right? Go ahead with, let's rewind and go ahead with your social, right? They give me the social. This is what I say. I say, hey, Tori, I want to see if I can get you any additional discounts. Do you bank with a credit union or a national bank?
A national bank.
Now I know he got a bank. Okay? And when he says that, I'll say, which one?
Chase.
Okay, good. I think we partner with them. Let me check this out. Hold on. So now I go Chase routing number on the internet, right? Okay, we do partner with them, Tori. I have your routing number at 00221222222. Is that right? Now what happens is, he doesn't know. Well, he's going to get his checkbook.
You sound official now, though.
Yeah.
You sound official. Oh, they partner with Chase. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he ready to give you that
He's
account
going to
number.
get his checkbook. So sometimes they'll say something like, how did you know that? Oh, well, we partner with them. You know, if they go too deep, like, it's public information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But more times than not, what that does is it makes them go get their checkbook. They'll say, hold on, let me check. Okay, good. And then, just like we said with the social, don't change the verbiage on this. Go ahead with your social. Go ahead with your account number. Go ahead with your account number. Right? And just keep it simple like that. Go ahead with your account. If you say anything else, you're going to drop the ball more times than you actually pick it up. Go ahead with your social. Go ahead with your account number. Any other questions? Because I think we pretty much covered a lot of our bases. Satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. I got it on tape.
What you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask you about the carriers. How do you deal with like, I mean, obviously, America just updated everything, but like, how do you deal with the email signatures and all that?
Patience. Once you do it, you know what they're gonna do or what it looks like, right? So verbiage is everything. So the people who are gonna have a problem with the emails are your older people. So you gotta sit there and walk it through with them and make it so simple, like the language is everything. You gotta say things like, what do you see now? You know, okay? Open up the email, you're gonna see a big blue box with a yellow button in the middle. Click on that yellow button, okay? You got that? Okay, what do you see now? And have them read it so that you can walk them through the process. So it's really just about patience and using simple kit, like, what do you see now? Okay, and then you gotta reassure them because sometimes they get frustrated. My cousin uses this line, he stole from me, I love it. He says, take a deep breath. Just take it, because they're gonna get frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, just relax, you know, reassure them, like, show that confidence that you're gonna get them through the process, because that's all they really want. You know, so once you do it once, you'll understand what they're looking at, you know, at every step of the screen. And just don't be afraid to ask them, like, what do you see now? You know, I can't get, well, what do you see now? Read it to me, okay? And again, once you do it, then you'll know exactly, okay, what you see, access code? Let me know when you need the access code. Okay, good, step by step on the emails and stuff like that. But there's some companies that also do voice signatures, so that might work out well for you too. Great. great question, bro. Yeah, because that does come up.
I don't know if you want this on the recording, but like, the dollar, do you, like, what do you recommend as far as the dollar? Because I've been looking at a bunch of different options.
Yeah.
You know, obviously phone burner, dial, you know, triple dial, all of that stuff. How do you personally deal with like, with the other systems that's out there? How do you deal with like that cost? If like you trying to dial like, you know, like CRM or agent tools or anything like that, how do you deal with that? I guess I'm asking for your
I was about to say, I wanna.
like, are you doing all 150 dials on your CRM platform that you use, or are you
100%.
using one for a dialer and then one for like automations or like?
I use one for everything. I actually have two CRMs, but I use one for everything. I use them for everything. I got CRM and I also have lead to client. I'm more likely going to be transitioning 100% to lead to client because all of these CRMs, what I'm finding out there, 98% the same. You know, and lead to client is the least expensive one. So I'm not. Actually, I do get I'm an affiliate. They also have an affiliate program. So when you introduce people to lead the client, you get more discounts off of your own lead the client. But yeah, I put everything in there. It has the dialer and the automations all in one. It's $50 a month. Great question, bro. Yeah. It sends your texts, happy birthdays, all types of things.
Oh, really? And it's called Lead to Client?
Lead the client. Lead the client
.com.
CRM. I'm gonna send you my affiliate link. So if you decide to do it, then I would actually get a little.
Yeah, give us that. So we'll put it in Telegram so everybody uses it, so you'll get that kickback.
Excellent.
I mean, you looking out for us?
Of course. That's what we're supposed to do.
I was thinking about doing CRM because I'm using Ringy now,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about doing CRM, but I was trying to see like what's the difference, like as far as like price. I mean, pricing is basically the same, but like they give like different amount of they give different amounts of text messages and different amounts of minutes. So I was just trying to see your take on it.
Yeah. Again, they're all about 98% the same. 98% the same. Feel free to try, different ones out. Right now, I'm pretty convinced about lead to client. Somebody tried to accuse me of sabotaging CRM. I'm like, how? I'm still paying for the service. That sounds ridiculous. But just try them out for yourself. See what you like the best. Give them a shot. Like, I think next week I'm gonna put 100 leads in this one, 100 leads in that one, and make my final decision.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
So when you purchase these leads, you say, okay, I want to put 100 leads into the CRM, and then the other 50 into the lead to client. So they'll do the dialing for you?
Not
How does
for
that work?
you.
How does it work?
It makes it a little bit easier. It doesn't do it for you.
Right.
You just click a button and dial. I love it because I
Okay.
never knew.
So it's like an app.
Yeah.
And you just click it, and then it'll go through the first ring, the first stage, and all that stuff.
Well, you could, if you're talking about my dial pattern, you could literally do that yourself just by hitting a button. You'll just let it ring 5 times and hang up and call it right back.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I mean, you just gotta try it. It's free actually for the first 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can try it for free. It's free for the first 2 weeks. And tell me how you like it.
Boss lady help you set it up.
Yeah. I love it for older people too, because I don't want you guys dialing all day. Just it makes it easier. Just hit a button,
Yeah,
click next. Hit a button, click next. The more people our game is the phone. The faster you get people to pick up the phone, the better off you're gonna be. Great question.
Yeah, I guess I was asking because I don't know, I already ran through my free trial.
Which one?
Well, not CRM, but the one I use Ringy.
How did you like it?
It was nice because it sent out automated text messages, and I was like, yo, it's dope, because I'm coming from phone burner.
Yeah.
Phone burner, you just dial.
Yeah, phone burner is just down. Yeah, so everybody's CRM currently, they're trying to integrate, automatic dialers in them, so they're in there. So you ran out of your free trial, try lead the client and see how you like that. It's pretty, I'm almost sure I never did Ringy, but when you open it, it's pretty much gonna be the same. It sends the messages and all that. I love that stuff, bro, personally. Great question. I love it.
What type of clients do you mostly get on telesales? Final expense, mortgage protection?
So I use, great question, I use internet life leads. I think Brandon Kitchen said this, they like M&Ms or whatever Forrest Gump said, box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get. So I just need a person on the phone and then I'll figure out the rest, you know? So I wouldn't say it's like a this or that. I don't know, next person who pick up the phone, I'm trying to figure out how I can help their family. I don't care who comes through the line, personally.
Yeah, I seen on one of those training videos.
Hold on one second, go ahead. She was
Oh, I'm sorry.
He couldn't see.
Sorry, I didn't mean-
It's cause I'm back here. Okay, so for 150 leads, right, that you say out every day, how many of those do you turn into actual sales?
That's a great question. If I get 150 leads, right, and they're $3 a pop, somebody do the math.
That's $450.
I don't care if I only get one sale. I think that's what separates me from everybody else. Like, I'm okay with being the worst person in this business all the way until I become the best person in this business. So if I spend 450 leads and I sell 2, I am happy. And then I'm gonna take that 2 and we're gonna do it again. We're not gonna spend 450 this time. We're gonna spend a whole 1,000 or 1,500. Then we turn that 1,500 into $4,000. You know, even being bad, like that, you can do that being like terrible in this business. You spend $1,000 or 1,500, you can turn it into $3,000.
Okay, and then, sorry guys for my layered question. For the 150 leads, that you do dial Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Or
Telesales you dialing every day.
You dialing every day, okay.
Telesales, yeah, you dialing every day.
Christy, Tori said that.
Yeah.
But you dial every day that 150.
Until you burn them out. So if
Until you burn them out.
Until
With
if I went,
the
if I got to,
ringing process.
if I went through the 6 dial process that we talked about, 5 rings, 2 rings, 3 rings, all of that, after I did that, I can let you rest for a minute. Or I can pass the leads to one of my partners.
And then, Park, since you said that, then you see yourself purchasing what, maybe 300 leads a week, if you saying that? Is that like 150 twice?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, cause you buy leads for Monday, right? We get on the phones, we flip our little 400 into $2,000. You wanna buy leads again on Thursday. You don't wanna be beating Monday's list down on Thursday if you don't have to.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, cause you're just slowing yourself up. Like, the more you, like, literally, this is, I think the best analogy I could think of. This is a money machine.
Yeah.
This is a money machine. Now, here's where people get lost though. Cause some days you're gonna put the money in and it's not gonna come back out. It's just gonna, it happens like that sometimes. But when you're consistent with putting the money in, the money you didn't get last time is gonna come back with more. You know, so don't get caught up in the day to day or the week to week. It's like, we playing a long game. We business people. We playing a long game. This is for the rest of our life. If you in this room, I would hope, right? If you in this room, this is it. We're gonna make this happen. You know, so don't get caught up on a day, a week, or a month. You shouldn't have a whole entire bad month, but don't get caught up even if it does happen. Because if you're consistent, the universe, sorry for using that term, rewards consistency. You know, so just stay consistent. Like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Put the money back though. Just put the money back. Jesus Christ, put the money back. And I'm saying that with passion because I messed it up a lot of times. That's what got me so good with the cheapest leads. I'm like, damn, I need to. Let me get another 100 of these $3 joints and we'll rock them out. But put the money back into your business. Make this easy on yourself. There's an easy way and a hard way. And I did the hard way. In 2022, I don't want no more sauce. But just put the money back into your business. Good question. You're so welcome. You didn't ask a question yet.
I didn't have to.
Okay, good.
When I came here, FFL wasn't telesales yet, but I knew I wasn't in the field, so I was already watching.
Go girl. Go girl. What's your name?
Chrissy.
So look, guys.
I got one question.
Oh, please, we did. Yeah, it's all you.
Okay, I saw on this video, training video from FFL, the guy was saying that he always start out with the final expense picture. And once he get his answers, after he do the client inventory, he asks you questions and he go over the client's budget and everything that needs, and then that'll lead him off into maybe mortgage, protection insurance or to an annuity and this and that. Is that how you do yours? Or is that how
Yeah,
you-
so do you know what the final expense pitch is that he was talking about? Or,
I don't remember right offhand, but,
oh, yeah.
the guy, but he say that's what he normally do. He normally go in the house and he talk about the final expense first. He get his, he get his answers to the questions, and then he lead off into other things. You know, asking the client as far as what would happen if something happened to you or your wife or blah blah blah. Then he'll go off into the mortgage protection, stuff like that.
Yeah, it sounds like he just goes through the client inventory sheet with intention.
Mhm.
You know, and then he just pivots to whatever the product that the sheet tells him. You know how to use your client inventory sheet?
I have used it, but
Well, when I say that, do you know the purpose of the client inventory sheet?
Sit on this.
that gives you an idea of what the client might be able to afford and what they really want and what they really need, for protection. I mean, security more or less. So that's about it.
Yeah, that's the purpose of the sheet,
Right.
so you can know how bad it's gonna be if somebody really dies.
Exactly.
And then you leverage that in order to support the full solution.
Right.
Yeah. So you can flip it any way you want to once you get it to completion.
Right.
Like, you're looking at their life on that paper, like,
Right.
Miss, do you know that if he dies, you gotta leave this house in about a month?
Right.
Did you know that? Like, are you aware of that? Let me show you. This is what yeah. I think we need to put this plan in today. So you're just using that for leverage. Like, I don't know who came up with that sheet. Somebody who sold a lot of insurance, obviously, but it's one purpose, to know how bad their situation is,
Right.
and use it to support.
Right.
Great question. Great question. Well, that's it, beautiful people. Thank you for listening to me ramble all this time. I hope you got some value from it. And Slutter's team, man, let's continue to build and grow.